So when we're first starting out as artists, we're just beginning, we're noobs. We don't often want to do like the boring stuff. We want to get to like the sweet stuff, like the really cool drawings. Like I want to make epic animes. I want to make these amazing illustrative comic books, awesome illustrations, these awesome figure drawings. I want to be like Alex Ross, you know? And when you're first starting out, you're like searching for answers, searching for how to get better, how to improve. And you have a lot of people spitting out the same stuff over and over again. Practice the fundamentals, practice the fundamentals. And when you're just starting out, you don't want to hear that. You want to get to the nice stuff, the sweet stuff, the awesome stuff. But you don't want to build up the skills. You just want to have the outcome without having to do the hard work. And I wish there was like a way around it. I wish you can just kind of nerf it and skip all of that boring stuff. Learning how to draw spheres, learning how to draw circles, learning how to draw ellipses and cylinders, learning how to draw cubes. I wish there was a way around it. Um, but the way I like to say it is if you can't draw a confident cube, a well-drawn cube, you're not going to be able to draw your epic comic book, or your epic anime, or your epic manga, or your epic illustrative fantasy book, right? You're not going to be able to do it. And I feel like there's this disconnect, and it's weird. It's weird that there's this disconnect. Like, it's true in your heart of hearts what these professionals are saying, but you just don't want to do it. You just don't want to do the reps. You don't want to do it. And when you're starting out, I think you almost have to kind of force it. I've been using the term brute force a lot lately. And I think currently it feels like my kind of like moral code or whatever it is. I don't know. What would you call it? Like my work ethic, I guess, where I am brute forcing things even when I should be like in bed. I really should be in bed or relaxing, taking a break because, you know, I'm burning the candle on both ends. Or at least it feels like it to me. Some people, some people that'd be like, hey, you only work this many hours today? Oh, that's a light day. You should try my work schedule, you know? But for me, I feel like I'm just like brute forcing it, burning the candles from both ends, you know? And that's what it's like when you first start out. You have to kind of brute force yourself through these boring exercises. You have to do them all the time. You have to push through the like mental pain because that's what it is. That's what it is. Sometimes drawing, it's not a happy go lucky flowers and sunshine. Sometimes it's like, oh my gosh, I gotta draw this thing I've been working on forever. Like maybe you've been working on the drawing for 10 hours. Maybe 10 hours is a long time for you, you know. 10 hours is one day of work for some people. If you can't draw for 10 hours straight, how are people managing to work 10 hours straight? Well, not straight, but there's a break. They have a little, like, every 2 hours you get a 15-minute break or something like that. Then at the fourth hour you have a lunch. I don't know. But like, sometimes working on a drawing for a long time, it can be mentally exhausting. It can be a burden. It can be not fun. I think a lot of normal people construe like art to be like fun. And it can be. It can be very enjoyable. But it's not like it's firing my dopamine levels, you know? It's not like I'm it's not hitting those dopamine levels the way that like a social media swipe does it, where you get that kick of dopamine every time you swipe your phone. You don't get that. You'll get it like at the end of your drawing. You'll get that satisfaction at the end. But like, that end could be 10 hours. That end could be 20 hours. That end could be 60 hours. And for some, that end could be hundreds of hours. And it can be like dragging your knuckles through concrete, or scraping your nails on chalkboard. It is not always enjoyable. The same goes for doing the fundamentals, doing the legwork over and over and over again. It's not great. It can be kind of mundane. But even if you're an expert, sometimes it's always good to kind of refresh yourself, give yourself a little refresher and practice those fundamentals. I'm noticing a big trend with a lot of these professionals. They're showing that they do practice those fundamentals like as a warm up. They'll draw a few shapes, they'll draw a few lines, and then they'll hit the ground running. And I guess they do that to remind themselves, hey man, you got to think of everything as shapes. You got to think about everything as structural form, Anyways, I got to get going. I got to go back and start drawing, or go back to basics today. I'm going to go draw. I'm going to do some fundamental work. Hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for listening. You all rock. Cheers.